exploring value addition of olive in Oman, the olive project. Prof Rashid, you have 15 minutes, then we'll have 5-minute questions.
Welcome to this session. Thank you, Dr. Nasser, for having me here. And also I would like to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Ghazi Rawas, who is the Dean of Research among us, and our colleagues from speakers from across the board. Thank you for joining the workshop today, and we hope you will have a very fruitful time discussing different aspects of food production, food quality and safety. And I also would like to thank the organizers for having me here, also for organizing this workshop, which is also jointly organized by colleagues from across the board, from Australia, and also from Saudi Arabia and the UK, Federal University for the UK. So it is really a pleasure to have you all here, and also our colleagues here locally who always have contributed so much to our research activities, Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, and Water Resources, as well as Royal Court Affairs and colleagues from Nakhil Oman, who are important partners to the college as a whole, as well as Mazoon Dairy and the Food Safety and Quality Center. All of these and others who are here today. Thank you all for contributing to our research, and this workshop is part of a sequence of seminars and workshops we conduct regularly as part of our community service in the college to highlight where we are at the research and also get feedback from participants. We truly not have much to offer you more than you know. We benefit more from interaction with you, networking, and also get feedback if we are on track with our different projects. One of the projects I work on is the olive project. Which has started last year with an HM grant, and Dr. Nasser is the co-PI of that project, and also quite a few participants from different private and industrial sectors who are joining us in the vision of long-standing work by colleagues in different institutions and organizations and the local growers and processors of olives in Oman, primarily in Jebel Akhtar, but now it's extended beyond Jebel Akhtar. And that's why we thought this is a good time to start a project like this one to address some of the challenging issues and also increase the opportunities, especially in value addition. So our focus in this project primarily on value addition of olives in Oman, because it is a new industry. It's less than 10 years ago when we started, and at industrial scale. They are actually since the 90s, there are olives in Oman, and there is wild olive for ages. But as industrial olive production is only recently started, and so we thought this is a good time for us to also venture into other value products that are coming from oils. Everyone knows olive oil and olives, and this is the exports and imports of olives. And as you can see, the imports are huge compared to exports in terms of quantities and also in terms of value. Millions of riyals in value in olive imports. And now this is an opportunity for people to grow olives. And part of our work is the science aspect, which is trying to increase production in the given area that we have in Oman. Most of the olive is locally produced, is produced in Jebel Akhtar, as I mentioned, and much of it is actually in home gardens. Now there are projects that are expanding olives, and they can reach up to 6 and 8 fiddans in Jebel Akhtar and some other areas, both sides of the western Hajar mountains, as well as initiatives in Dhufar and some other production. So part of our work is to see what area is suitable for cultivation of olives, so we contribute to that expansion. This is the production, as I mentioned, when it started about like 10 years ago. maybe maximum 15 years ago, very little, but then it's expanding continuously, increasing over time. You could see the fluctuation. That's because something called annual bearing in olives that is very common. So 1 year will be huge production, and the second year will be less, but the following year will be again going up. So expansion in the area and production per tree fluctuates, but it continues to overall to expand year after year in terms of value as well as quantities. So as of 2022, it was 350, but that was even more the following years, which I'll show you in a minute. This is for those of you who don't know Jabal Akhtar, who haven't been there. This is part of Jabal Akhtar. There are certain villages. There's one here, and there's Al-Ain, and there's Shreya, and so many other villages where this olive is also cultivated alongside pomegranates. So these are, you can see there are terraces there in these mountains that are now vacant, and they are because of the high value of the olives. On cultivars, and I put a star on cultivar because this is translated from Arabic, but much of these cultivars are brought from Mediterranean areas, from Syria, from Lebanon, from Tunisia, from Spain and Italy. So you could see these are the common cultivars and how much olive oil in it. This is a study by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and Water Resources. And also some of this data is from the ministry, which talks about how much olive is currently produced in 2023. About how much olive is currently produced in 2023. You can see you used to have 350,000 riyals, and now it stands to 680,000 riyals. So we predict that in 5 years, olive value, the value of olive production in Oman will reach about 1 million riyal, inshallah, with about 35,000 liters of olive oil. We're talking here about olive oil primarily, because most of the olive that's cultivated and harvested is used for oil production. But when you compare it to exports and imports, it's still a lot to go. We import, and the value especially is very low. If you look at the value of imports, it's 17 million riyals for about 25 tons. But exports, or re-exports, basically not really export, but re-export, is much less. That's about 1.25. That's about 1.25 riyals per ton, which is 1,250 basically per ton. Or if you go by kilogram, it's 1.5 kilogram. So that's not much compared to 690 per thousand per ton when for the import. Okay, so there is a gap between export and import in terms of quantities and also in terms of value, which we try to address here. Standing now at 2.53. Increase in this value would be very important for olive producers and sustainable if the cost of export is actually cheaper than the cost of production. Eventually it's going to wind down. We looked at processors, those people who work in companies or factories that process olives. This is local olives that are being processed in Jabal Akhtar. And these people have their own challenges. I participated, and many of you were there also in Jabal Akhtar in different workshops that address the challenges. And Engineer Yahyai, who was here with us, also presented some of these challenges and some of these problems that they face in olive production and trying to resolve it. Also, Dr. Khair Musaidi, who is from the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Water Resources, also addressed some of the challenges and how the water resources also address some of the challenges and how the ministry is trying to help them out to resolve some of these challenges. And we are partnering with all of them to actually go through these challenges and address the issues that face the local communities. And this is, I think, the job. That's our job. And if there are any challenges there are a lot of leftover, right? After the processing of oil, which is maybe some of you already know, especially ladies, there are different kinds of olive oils. There is the extra virgin olive oil, and there's the virgin olive oils, and there's the pumice olive oil, and all of that is olive oil, right? But there are different quantities, different processes for each one of them. Most of, or almost all of what we have here is extra virgin olive oil, which is cold press. Extra virgin olive oil. So that's the first one. After that, there is not much processing happen to the whatever left over. So if we are producing 25% at the most maximum, usually it's much less than that, 15% or around 15%, the average of oil per kilogram or per percentage from the full olives. Then we are looking at 70% of leftovers that we have to deal with, and this is what processors have to deal with, right? So there's tons. If you are processing that many tons of olives, there's also tons of leftovers. Okay, in return, you get the olives, but then what to do after that? What do you do after that? You can't. It's not like dates, because this also supposes about dates. Dates is consumed at all levels. There are uses for the date themselves, even the low quality dates, and there are uses for the pits, the seeds, and there are uses for everything, right? But we are new to the olives, and so we are trying to find also uses for different parts of the olives. So we have the olive fruit, we have the processing the olive, what we know, and then what to do with the next stage. What do we do with that? This is what we're trying to get into. This is what we're trying to add value from these products, and we know that for sure. Yani as a blessed tree, Mubarak al-Zaytun, diamond, they are also just like date palm, مثل شجرة مبارك الزيتون. There are uses for it. I'm sure we are confident that there are uses for all parts of the olive tree, and you can use the tree as a wood. You can use the leaves هنا شاي ورق يعني من زيت زيتون, and of course you can use all aspects of the oil itself as a product, even if it is after processing. So that's what we're trying to get into, trying to capitalize on the leftovers and trying to make produce out of it. That's the that's the value addition part, which Dr. Nas is taking care of, and also for us in the production side, we try to find the best location to expand olives in Oman in terms of climate. What is the best climate for olive expansion, and what is the best cultivars that produces oil, and maybe our colleague Dr. Al-Furqani will speak in details about the extraction methods, and also maybe highlight some of the cultivars that are best suited for our climate. So I'm not going to too deep on that. So this is basically the whole objective. Our project is to find innovative products, which is we already started doing, and there's a whole range of things that we can do physically, chemically, and biologically for the olive oils. And then hopefully at the end of the project, we'll have a list of value-added products. We have areas where we can grow olives, and we have also a list of best cultivars to grow. And then we focus on these, and if there are any issues, then we can address them at the time. Of course, we have other biological problems like pests, for example, and diseases that infect olives. That will also be part of that. But so far, alhamdulillah, most of the olive production here does not face major challenges like lyme, for example, which is raw, or dubas bug in date palm. Olives so far has been mostly friendly to growers, and they can make a good income from it, even better than pomegranates in terms of biological challenges of cultivation. So this is basically how we carry out the work in terms of methodology. I'm sorry, I have to go quickly, and Dr. Nasser already hinted. Actually, why we have a large team of individuals in the project, because all these challenges are there in the ministries, and we are also contributing to addressing these challenges from the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries in terms of quality, production, water resources, economic challenging, economic diversification, employment. All of these still fall within this kind of project. It's a 3-year project, and we'll be very happy to have anyone on board who is having something to contribute to resolving all the challenges that we face in olive production in Oman. Our team is actually most of them are here today, and Dr. Basim Al-Kalbani, who also will present his speech about date palm, but also he probably will also talk about olives. so you can ask him any kind of question you have in mind. But also our actually olive expert is Dr. Al-Farqan, who's also a member of the team. Dr. Khair is also really wonderful contributor to this project. He's taking care now of the cultivars. They have a project with the ministry that we got funded that will import a range of cultivars that will be tested across the board. These cultivars require some chilling requirements that will have been satisfied for higher production and also higher value. In terms of our team here inside SQU, we have molecular biologists, we have economists, and we have soil scientists, water scientists, and we have post-harvest physiologists as well. So this is some of our already work that has been done already. We have students who are working on some of these aspects. We'd like to have also more students. If they have any products that is innovative, that is production, if you have something in mind, please let us know. Please approach us, and we'll be very happy to have you on board. We have already Mr. Rashid Al-Yahyai has done his master's already, and he's going toward his PhD in olive distribution and production. He looked at the areas that are suitable for cultivation of olives, because not all areas are good. You have to meet specific cold requirements for olives, and has done that already. We have done some work with Dr. Al-Subhi and other colleagues on the quality of the oil, and we thank Royal Court of Affairs for providing us the samples of those olives. I presented this work this year at the University Day with the Ministry, or the Minister of Finance, and hopefully our money will continue to flow for the other projects here at the university. And of course, we have Dr. Nasser with you on board. He already extracted so many things. We're trying to do also some proteins and some other things he will be talking about later on. Okay, so final words. This project is a collaborative project, an ideal project, strategic project that jointly between the university and also our colleagues from the private and the public sectors, students, experts, all of them combined, trying to produce something that's really good and it's really impactful at the university level. Again, once more, thank you very much, Dr. Nasser. Thank you for everyone who is here. I appreciate your time. Sorry it took so long. And I hope you will enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Rashid, for the nice presentation, and I think the project has not